Hey guys, it's your boy MKS back here with another video. Maybe I should have left this till Sunday because I wanted to focus on ideas for time on Sunday. But anyway, probably could have planned it a bit better, but never mind. As I said before in my previous video, I think I dreamed to one day go to Italy with like groups of people like my fellow Anglo-Indians or dyslexics or other groups to discuss my personal ideas for Italian football and like, I don't know if people will be able to read my writing or punctuation, but like leave some of my notes for them, and hopefully they'll take them on board, and hopefully, obviously, do really well with those plans. But yeah, so that's like one of my dreams. I talked about it, I think, on my bucket list. I think. Anyway, sorry, that was much I thought. But anyway, I think I'll get onto the list of my dreams for Italian football national team. For those who know football, there's like the national team and the club team. So at the moment, I'm focusing mostly on the national team. So anywho, number 11, I dream for Italy to host, to encourage Italy to host events for people with dyslexia and other neurodiverse conditions like ADHD, especially dyslexia and ADHD. Talk about what strengths people with dyslexia and ADHD could have, sports like football, and to improve the perception of neurodiversity like dyslexia and autism, ADHD, and so forth, by showing what strengths we have. And I know there's many organisations that do that sort of stuff, so I hope to find a way to work with them, like Made by Dyslexia or Dyslexic Advantage. I'm combining the fact I'm an Italian football fan with being someone on the neurodiverse spectrum. But hopefully, that would mean that dyslexic students in Italy will be treated better, and I suppose around the world, if people see that dyslexic people have helped, would in the future hopefully help Italian football to do well. Hopefully so if we do help Italian football to do well, then people in the future will look at dyslexic people in a different light, perhaps, and see us in a more positive light. I'm hoping so, anyway. And hope to discuss how my creative ideas as a dyslexic will hopefully help Italian football as well, individually, as well as other dyslexics, especially those from Italy itself. And I talked before, I think, about this idea about how I think it would be difficult because obviously a person who's patriotic, who's born in another country from like Brazil or Germany or England or Holland or elsewhere, may not wish to support Italian football, but I hope to encourage them somehow, like find those things. I'm hoping to find a way. Anyhow, if Italy could host those events, then hopefully even just the fact that dyslexics around the world would be practicing playing football with people with from Italy, and also like there could be fundraising matches as well as practice matches, and also like they could fundraise for people with dyslexia around the world, perhaps by having those matches and televise them on YouTube, but also like practice. And I lost my chain of thought. I think there was something else I was going to say, but I can't quite remember it. Oh yeah, maybe like every time, maybe like there could also be like whenever there's a break, or whenever if there's like a football tournament, whenever there's a break, there could be talks about dyslexia or ADHD and what it means, and how it affects people both for better and worse, like the positives and negatives. Or every time the ball goes out of play, there could be like someone giving facts, or it could be like boards in the stands if we're playing on football pitches where it says facts about dyslexia. And I dream to have a dyslexia football tournament perhaps in Italy or in the future, and things like that. 12, I hope that Italy utilizes like the positive trying to think of the word now. The respect it has around the world for its for past successes, and like I can't think of the word. Sorry. That's my chain of thought. Representation. Gosh, I can't believe I forgot that. But yeah, using that positive image around the world to bring Italians to be like proud of the team, proud of the football team, and to practice as much as possible, encourage each other, and to use football to like bring people together in Italy and less bullying, and also to get with other countries as much as possible, and people from other backgrounds, and like migrants who come to Italy, like possibly, if it was up to me, like migrants who come to Italy, one, like I'd say priority should be given to obviously legal people who come in legally, and secondly those who have a talent for football and that sort of thing. 13, as I hope to tackle some of the negative stuff, like the Italian football scene as being boring or too defensive or boring or whatever, and somehow improve the image and that sort of thing. 14, and again, I hope my ideas are not too eccentric, but maybe they're quite kind of strange, but hopefully that I think being strange and quirky as it's hopefully make it interesting in some ways, and hopefully the ideas are quite good, because some people say if an idea is not first seen as crazy, it might not be as good anyway, so hopefully they'll be better than people think. 15, again, hope for Italy to host events to help Italians to practice, but also at the same time to help Italians to practice, but also at the same time to fundraise for certain causes, such as tackling global warming or illnesses such as the coronavirus, or raising money for charity like around the world, especially in Asia and places like that, and also improving relations with other nations, and also even for like Italian healthcare and things like that for football. Number 15, again, hope for Italians to practice as much as possible and find creative ways, ideas which can improve Italian football, and possibly have think tank groups which meet up in Italy and can share those ideas, and for Italian footballers to meet up even if they play for different teams or even if they play in different countries, to talk about ideas they have and like share ideas openly with each other, so they can meet up as a group and share things they learn from overseas as well, and any philosophies or theories they learn from overseas and that sort of thing. 16, again, hope to look at any ideas or ways Italian football can be improved, enhanced and things like that. 17, again, hope to look at any imagination about how Italian football, any ideas for creativity, imagination, which can out of the box sort of thinking that can help Italian football. Again, people with dyslexia are thinking of creative ideas, like, so a dyslexic kid in a classroom in Italy in the past, or even up to today, would be seen as like people might see them as stupid or dumb or thick or lazy or whatever, but if they share these ideas, then hopefully people will see that dyslexics have strengths. So hopefully they'll see it in a better light. 18, I hope for Italian football to be as positive as possible, to bring back some of the pride and glory days that Italian football seems to have lost over time. And hopefully that will encourage people to practice more, to improve the game, to bring back those glory days, make Italian football proud, and that sort of thing. And again, I'd love to have like merchandise, like Italian footballs that say, like footballs with an Italian flag that say, "Please make Italian football proud," and stuff like that. And again, to improve relations with the rest of the world and tackle crime or the negative things that happen in Italy through football. 19, hope for Italian football to fundraise for like again, to have fundraising matches online, especially younger players, and it would help them practice, and like to improve relations with African nations through technology, like funding African technology, but at the same time funding football pitches and things like that for people in Italy. And number 20, as ever, I'd love to know what you think about these ideas, and hopefully somehow I can make them come to practice, but definitely hope to give it my best shot, as quirky as my ideas are. But again, yeah, hopefully to improve relations with the rest, Italy to improve relations with the rest of the world through diplomacy through football. Anywho, hope you have a great time wherever you are. Peace and love.